So welcome everyone. So we are now live on Facebook and we are live on Zoom, and we already have 4 attendees. Great. And already 6. So the number is rising and it makes us really happy. Welcome everyone to our special webinar on studying information engineering in Germany. And my name is 𝘱𝘢𝘷𝘦, and today I will be the host/moderator of this webinar. And with the moderating, it will be Eileen who will helping me. And other than that, as you can see, me and Eileen are not alone, and we have 2 guests from University of Hildesheim who will be presenting their program, and we will shortly talk about it. I'll present what the program is about, and I will present our guests. Dear attendees, this is a great chance for you to ask your question directly to the representatives of the programs. So I encourage you to use that as much as you can, and you can do that in the Q&A section, which you can see in the bottom of your Zoom for those who are joining us on Zoom. And for those who are joining us on Facebook, unfortunately, you cannot put your questions in the Q&A. Actually, I mean, yeah, it's quite logical, but Eileen posted Zoom ID on the Facebook, so you are welcome to join as well. We are not using a chat function, but I would encourage you to closely follow the chat, because Eileen and our guests may be sending with you some important links that will be useful. I'm sure will be useful for you. Okay, and one more thing that I wanted to add, that today we have exclusive webinar exclusively for the University of Hildesheim, because this is somehow, I would say, a response to your request, dear attendees, and we always try and do follow your requests, because mostly we have most of the programs presented on MA level, but there were some direct requests to us also to present some BA level programs as well. So here is answer to your request, and I hope that you will enjoy, and I'm sure you will enjoy this webinar. Before I go forward to give the floor to our speaker, I will first ask Eileen to present shortly about MyGermanUniversity and about herself. Thank you, Eileen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, 𝘱𝘢𝘷𝘦. Hello, everyone. Thank you to our special guest from the University of Hildesheim. Thank you all for joining us today on Zoom and on Facebook. Like 𝘱𝘢𝘷𝘦 said, I will be a moderator. And I'm here to answer more general questions about studying in Germany that you might have. And for questions specific to the program, you can also ask in the Q&A section and they will be answered. Like 𝘱𝘢𝘷𝘦 said, I will also send important links in the chat, so don't forget to take a look at them. And so to share just a little bit of my experience with you, I was once an international student in Germany. I went there to study a master's in the city of Bremen, where 𝘱𝘱𝘷𝘦 is right now. But I'm Brazilian, and now I am living in São Paulo. So you can know that we also have firsthand experience in studying in Germany and doing all the necessary steps to get there. So today our webinar, as you know, is about studying information engineering in Germany. But just to talk a little bit about MyGermanUniversity first, it's important to emphasize that we are not a university or a scholarship foundation. We are a startup based in Hamburg, and we have Germany's largest database of English taught study programs, bachelor's and master's. So make sure to check out our study finder. If you go to our homepage, www.mygermanuniversity.com, this is the first thing that you will see, but you can also get a more detailed version of our study finder here. So make sure to use it and apply all the filters to find the program that suits you best. We also have more than 70 comprehensive articles about studying in Germany. Me or 𝘱𝘱𝘷𝘦 will share the link to our articles page with you. All the resources on our website are for free, thinking about you, the international students who would like to study in Germany. And we know that this might sound scary, so we are here to help. And okay, have webinars at least twice a week, and about different topics such as application strategies, updates regarding the COVID-19 situation, subject-specific webinars, which is the case today, scholarship webinars, webinars about applying via UniAssist. We'll have one tomorrow, and I'll be the host, and Georgi will be the moderator. Also, we have webinars about visa and a lot more. We have at least 2 or 3 webinars per week, so you can sign up and learn a lot about the different steps to finally be able to study in Germany, which might be the dream of many of you who are here today. And like I said, MyGermanUniversity is a startup based in Hamburg, Germany. Hamburg is located in the north of Germany. And we have an international team that offers counseling not only in English, but we also have articles in Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, and Italian. And we are a team formed by people who once were international students in Germany, or people who have work experience in the 𝘸𝘪𝘵𝘩, and we have people living in Brazil, in Germany, in China. So we are a very international team, and it's our pleasure to be able to help you, everyone out there who wants to study in Germany. So that's it about MyGermanUniversity. I will go in the background and I'll be answering your questions. And if you are on Facebook, you can also leave a question in the comments, and it will be answered by one of our team members. So thank you very much. Enjoy our webinars, and hope to see you in our upcoming webinars too.
Thank you very much, Eileen, for this really, really nice presentation and for all the information you provided our attendees with. So now I will, we move towards the presenting the program, today's program, a guest program. I will make a short presentation from my side as well to provide you, dear attendees, with some interesting information that might be useful generally when you are searching for the programs, study programs in Germany. So I will start it right now. You must be seeing my presentation on your screen right now. Eileen, let me know it's not the case. Other than that, if not, then I will just continue. So now about webinar agenda shortly. So as I said, we have a special guests from University of Hildesheim. We have Professor Dr. Thomas Mandl, and who will be presenting the BA program in Global Information Management, which sounds really, really interesting. And I'm again encouraging you to ask your questions in the Q&A section. And Eileen, together with another guest from University of Hildesheim, Ramona Böcker, who will be answering your questions there. Just one suggestion to you, dear attendees, is that if you are addressing your question exactly to this program, and this question is not generally about studying in Germany or generally about studying information engineering, etc., please note it in your questions, because it will be much easier for our moderators to follow, and for you it will be great so that you will really receive the correct answers from the correct person throughout this Q&A section, period. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to tell you about special guests, and we will come back to that definitely. But before that, dear attendees, I would like to introduce to you some interesting information. First of all, there are 2 databases that you should know about when you're searching for programs in Germany. So if you're interested more in a German language, German taught programs, then your stop would be Hochschulkompass, would be nice for you to use. and it's a database, but only for those mostly they're for German taught programs. So Eileen, if you have time, please share this link in the chat so that our attendees can have that. And if you, for example, go and search for information engineering or related programs in Hochschulkompass, you will manage to find 330 degree programs for information engineering or related programs. And out of them, only 27 programs will be in English. But if you are more interested in English language programs, then our database of MyGermanUniversity, which is called Study Finder, will be much more useful for you. And Eileen, please also share. Eileen already showed you during her presentation some excerpts from Study Finder, but now she will also share with you the link to the Study Finder so you can directly use it. And if you try to search for the programs in information engineering in Study Finder, then you will manage to find 59 degree programs, 9 bachelor and 15 master level programs. And out of these 9 bachelor, 8 will be English only. And from 15 masters, 38 will be English only. So in total, we will have 46 English only taught programs. So in this case, what I mean by that is you don't need any other knowledge of any other language. I mean, you need English and that's it. So this is often really great opportunity for international students who in most cases prefer to study in English language like Eileen or me or I did. Okay, so this is about databases, and Eileen already shared with you these links, and you are always welcome to use our Study Finder and use its filters, which you can see on the left-hand side here. We have lots of filters you can control for lots of things, and this really helps you to find exactly the best program, the program that fits you really the best. Okay, moreover, we have subject pages for you created for each subject, and if you go, for example, we have subject page for information engineering as well. And if you go there, you can see all the important information in one page. For example, generally, what are the rankings of those universities that or programs that are providing this the program in information engineering or related degree programs? What are generally the range of tuition fees when it comes to information engineering? What about application admission? What about language requirements? What about general deadlines? What is the range of deadlines when it comes to this particular or related program? So these all you can find in for every subject, because we have a page for every subject. And yeah, it makes your life much easier, I would say, because it really helps you to create an idea if you don't know exactly what you want to do and what you will have to pay for and when you should get started. Here you have all these deadlines, etc., etc. So it will make it easier for you to navigate through your search of the program. Okay, from our side, our pro tip, the best advice would be to, of course, to look for the right university program and study program, university profile and study program. But we want to encourage you not to be guided just by fees, by rankings, etc., etc. So don't rely very much on quantitative metrics. Why so? Is that so when you go to these international rankings, etc., etc. Yes, of course they are shown in top quite good universities. I mean, really high quality. No one argues with that. But these international rankings do not always catch those important details that are and aspects that are really essential to you as an international student for particular person, let's say. And this when it comes to Germany, there are lots of cities, lots of towns that have great universities with quality programs. I mean, I don't know a program in Germany that is not of a high quality. So, but not all of them are mentioned in these top places in the international rankings. So that's why you can miss them out. So in order not to miss them out, don't only be focusing on rankings, or don't be focusing just on Berlin or Munich, which are quite popular. Yeah, of course, they have great universities, but there are also another towns and cities in Germany that can also provide you with a really high quality of education. So keep that in mind while searching for universities. Also, what we want you to know is that, roughly speaking, there are 2 university types that you need to know about. The first type is university or Universität in German, and it's divided in public and private universities, and you can see some of examples on the slide. And by the way, the public universities, it also encompasses technical universities. And if you go to our study finder and try to search for programs in information engineering or related programs that are offered by this type of university, which is called Universität, you will manage to find 25 programs in this or related subject. The second type of the program is the type of the university is a University of Applied Sciences. And in this case, also, you can see that we have public and private university divisions, and you can see some of the examples on the slide as well. And if you search for these programs in information engineering or related programs, you will manage to find 24 programs in this or related subjects. So this is something you can also, by the way, control for in our study finder. For example, if you want to attend the program in the related subject, which is provided by the Universität, then you can, and by public or private Universität, you can control for all these in our study finder because our filters give you this opportunity. Now you will ask the question, and quite logical, what is the difference between this Universität and University of Applied Sciences? So we have answered to that. I mean, this is really a good question, and definitely we have answered to that. First of all, we used to say before that one of the differences is that universities of applied sciences do not provide these PhD programs, but now it's not completely true because some of them really do. That's why we have here cross and tick. It's not the case anymore that they do not provide. It's not true, so some of them do provide. And one of the, roughly speaking, that one of the biggest differences and the most important difference is that when it comes to universities, this Universität, then we have more theory-oriented situation. I mean, theory-oriented programs. But when it comes to the University of Applied Sciences, then its more focus is on practice. Yeah, so this is something that you should take into account. That's why it's also good to control for that if you want, for example, more theoretical focus or for more practical focus, you can control for that in our study finder accordingly. Okay, last but not least, it's also good to mention that when you are searching like some kind of advice from our side, when you're searching for the programs and you're interested in information engineering, it's not necessary that programs to be like word by word in this case. I mean, in this manner, like information engineering, you can find lots of programs that are quite similar to that, or in essence are the same, but the wording is different. So you should take into account that as well when you're searching for the programs. For example, we have like communication, information technology, electrical engineering and information technology, information and communication engineering. So you can see the wording is a little bit different, but the programs are quite have lots of things in common. So in these cases, this can also be some of the good choices for you as for international students who want to study information engineering in Germany. Okay. That was all from my side. I hope it was interesting for you and useful for you, dear friends and dear attendees. And now we are moving to the most important part of our today's webinar. We are moving to our special guest, Professor Dr. Thomas Mandl from University of Hildesheim. And you can see the University of Hildesheim, and I will say more towards north of Germany. And it's not far from me as well, which is really nice. As Eileen mentioned, I'm currently based in Bremen. And Professor Thomas Mandl is Professor for Information Science, and he will today present the BA program in Global Information Management. And I will stop sharing my screen right now, and I will invite Professor Mandl to take the floor and start the presentation. Please.
Okay, thank you so much, Georgi. I hope I can be heard well now. I will turn on the presentation.
Yeah, it's great. We can hear it great. Yeah.
And hopefully the screen sharing works well. So, yeah, thanks again for the opportunity to be able to present our program here. And welcome everybody. I see there's people already in the interested potential students. So welcome to you, and let's see if this is a program that suits your needs. As Georgie mentioned, most English programs are being offered in the master level. So, and we at our university, we are very internationally oriented. We have a joint degree with Korea. I work a lot with the colleagues from India, and we have cooperation partners in Brazil as well. And we also have a fully English master degree, data analytics, in which I teach as well, which has lots of applicants too. But in this program, we try to offer a different way to study in Germany. And this doesn't fit well into the databases, because typically students choose English or German program, and actually we are both. So we combine this, as you will see later in the presentation. The program includes a phase of 2 years where you have a half working load in studying, and the other half of your working load is dedicated to learning German. And that means in the last 2 years of this bachelor, you have to follow the classes in German already. That means once you're ready, you have not only a BA degree in information science, you also have German language competence and have studied in Germany. You can apply for the German masters as well, and you can also enter the German work market. You're ready for the German work market, especially at the level of medium-sized and smaller companies. German knowledge of German is still very much sought and welcome. Full English, only English-speaking graduates, they can mainly work in large companies. Okay, so I see these questions are coming in, but I will now continue. The first part of this presentation will give you an idea of the University of Hildesheim, and the second part will focus on the program Global Information Management. As I said, 4 years, 2 years classes in English, 2 years classes in German, and in the beginning you will learn German as well. So what is the next presentation? Sorry. There we are. Okay, there we are. Okay, this is my contact. I'm the study coordinator for GIM, Global Information Management. I'm presenting, and this together with Ramona Böcker, who is a student at the University of Hildesheim, very advanced student in the master level. So she has spent some years now at the University of Hildesheim and can answer all questions from the student perspective very well. What is the atmosphere? How is student life? What can I do after classes, maybe? Whatever kind of questions you have. Or also, how do the classes take place? So feel free to also contact her and ask her any questions that you might not want to ask to me. Okay, yeah, let's move on. Yeah, University of Hildesheim, here we have a nice picture from summer. Of course, there's also the winter time, be aware of that. But summer, it's really nice. And we are a medium-sized university for German standards, around 8,000, a little more students. This is one of the very new buildings. Currently also building a new Mensa student restaurant. So that will be ready very soon at the end of this year. There is about 90 or maybe now already 100 professors, and there's also several research facilities. So we are a university, one of these type that Georgia mentioned. So we also offer PhD programs and are engaged in research. Yeah, Hildesheim is a historic city. We see here the market square where the Christmas market takes place, and this is this big building that is in front of you. Might look like a museum, but it's actually a restaurant where you can also eat and enjoy a very nice historic medieval architecture. So this is a very nice place, Hildesheim, medium-sized city. Good to live there, 100,000 people. And this is just a small impression. This was already mentioned by Georgi. We see even Bremen here very close. You can reach it with a local train, actually, which is included in the semester fees. You can travel to the whole state, and our state is quite big in Germany, so you can travel to the sea, to the North Sea, and to the border of Holland with the student ticket. And we're also close to Hanover, which is a larger city with an airport, Hamburg, which was mentioned, and you can reach Berlin and Frankfurt, the main airport hub, within 2.5 hours by train. So we have an excellent location. Let's put it very short. Yeah, we have a unique profile. We focus on some degrees. The culture multidisciplinary study programs are very widespread in Hildesheim. Translation, our English data analytics program. There is a strong interdisciplinary, international network with over 60-80 partner universities within Europe. And of course, several outside Europe. There is because the city is small, there's good interaction with the civil society and companies in Hildesheim. It's also possible to find an internship place, which is mandatory also for this program, and also gives you good insight into the business life in Germany and the practical professional work level then later. We have bachelor master programs and also doctoral programs. And there's also funding schemes. So for very good student, they can apply for a student fund. You can also, for this, you can also ask Ramona Böcker. She's just applied for one of them and knows more or less how much this grant will give her if she's successful. And what does this offer? There's also, because we have this international network, there are students coming in from 50 countries all the time. You have a very international campus. Of course, less at the moment, but we hope we go back to the normal level soon when the pandemic is more or less controlled. And we are an autonomous foundation, so we have more control than other universities on our own, calling professors and things like that. So short distances, small university where you can personally reach out to most of the staff. You get the impression from a lecture, and with that we have 4 faculties, which is again small for German standards, but we are focusing on several small ones. So I teach in the faculty 3 in information science, but I also teach a little in the computer science department in the data analytics program. Our GIM is situated in the faculty 3. So let's end the general information about the University of Hildesheim, and we move into the specifics of our GIM program. And it's, as I said, one of the few programs in Germany where you can come without knowing German, and you can study in English. The goals of GIM are to give you a good basic and advanced knowledge of information management and information science, as well as language technology. So we train experts for the digitalization, which is a huge effort now in many societies, and a good job market, of course, as well. And we try to train experts who are capable of organizing large information and knowledge collections within organizations. Typically, every company has huge collections of data, of information. Who needs that, at what time, how is that being managed, how do people working in the company and external people get their access to this knowledge. This is what we are focusing on. So we have some technical knowledge, but it's also combined with intercultural and analytical skills. How can a large international company work with that? How can knowledge and information be made available in intercultural international teams? And we need these analytical skills. Technical skills, programming skills are not sufficient to help that. We need people who have also skills to get familiar with the data. What does it mean actually? Do I understand this data? What do others need for when they access this information? How can we best provide access to it? These are questions that we deal with in information science. So large amounts of data, of course, also ethical issues that are related to information handling. And most of all, very important in GIM, this is all things we teach in our normal degree also that Ramona Böcker has finished in the BA. But in addition, in GIM, we are offering there the opportunity to start lectures in English and to learn German in parallel. So learning German to a very high level, to a very good level, with very professional teachers is our goal. And after learning German, you will also have the experience in work in a German company, write the thesis in German, and then be available for the German job market. So this is the general structure. As you see, we have 4 years. Typically it's 3 years, but it's longer now because the German courses are there. So lectures and classes are in English. In the first 2 years, we see German classes, and at half of your time more or less will be dedicated to German classes at the first 4 semesters or the first 2 years. After that, you will switch more or less to lectures in German. Still some English classes can happen, and they will continue through year 3 and 4. And then there is a 5 or 6 weeks internship at a German company. You might not be able to speak German perfectly yet, but it's a good opportunity to learn more and get more familiar with the language. And in year 4, hopefully, you will finish with a bachelor thesis. What are topics in our degree in information science? As I mentioned, information management. How do we manage large collections of information? Information retrieval. How do we represent content that is available in knowledge? There's currently huge process in language processing, natural language processing with these neural networks. This is an important topic, and that is also part of the teaching. Technological issues are not sufficient to provide good access to language. We also need good ways for humans to deal with it. We need very good skills in providing excellent human-computer interaction, good user experience. How do we design interfaces and systems? For that, we teach classes in human-computer interaction. And in addition, we give some information on language. We give linguistics and intercultural communication. So you're also trained from a theoretical point of view on what does it mean to be in a different culture and so on. As a minor subject, we offer a variety since we can access classes at the whole university. So there's a lot of different opportunities. For example, European studies or literature studies, but also computer science and more data-oriented classes. This can all be selected in a minor subject. And of course, mainly the German language class. So GIM has a lot of job opportunities. These are typical jobs that our graduates go to when they come out. Typically, they already have a job when they submit their thesis. So information management at different organizations, companies. Project management is a big thing. Knowledge management are providing teaching resources within companies. Innovation management now, digitalization has become an even bigger topic during the pandemic. So the job market is really growing there. Consulting, also a big thing. Software development, if people are focused more on the computational part, that's also an opportunity. But more of our graduates go into the usability and user experience field. My feeling, that's about 1/3 of our graduates that go into this market. Also e-commerce, online marketing, or e-learning are typical fields where our graduates go to. Okay, I'm good in time. That seems good. There's a cost too for that. We cannot offer these high quality language courses. So we work together with a local education organization. This in Germany is widespread, the so-called Volkshochschule. They have very skilled teachers, and it's an intensive program with residence classes and so on and so on. And this costs €900 per semester, more or less. And in addition, you have the regular semester fee. I think it's a little below 500, but I put 500 just to be on the safe side here. So that if you add that up, that is the cost for one semester. So it's less than €3,000 per year, which is still a very competitive price if you compare it to let's say, the UK, and you're never sure about the quality that you can expect from some of the universities there. The living cost in Hildesheim is relatively moderate for German standards. There is already some shortage of rooms, but it's not as serious as in big cities, or completely unaffordable like in big cities like Munich or Hamburg. So there is still options, and there's also the international office nice to help the students when they come and look for apartments. So, now, some of you might be interested in that, but say, well, what do I do afterwards? There is the option to enter masters. We have, based on our program, 2 masters, one on information science, that is what Ramona Böcker is now studying. There is one that is more oriented towards linguistics that our graduates can go to. Within our degree, we also have a joint degree with Korean universities. Right now, 4 students from Germany are going to Korea in August for 1 year, and that program is called GROMIS, Global Studies in Management and Information Science. That would also be open for GIM graduates. And there's other degrees in human computer interaction and other German universities that are, for example, focus on specific aspects of our master, for example, provide a more deeper understanding of human computer interaction. No, we don't leave you alone when you arrive in Germany, or maybe you study abroad. It's more difficult when you're at the bachelor level. There are some buddy programs. At the beginning, a German student helps foreign students when they arrive and to find their place at the first day, and find a supermarket on the second day, and things like that. So these very practical first day help as these buddy programs. And there is orientation week where the international office, there we go, helps the students with all the necessary things, health insurance and bank account, and how do I use the university system and all of that. So that is available. We'll have special GIM events also just for our students, but there's also events that are organized for all international students, Erasmus students, city trips where you can meet also other international students. There's sport facilities and activities and so on, excursions and student dorms, so on, or student hostels, whatever you call that. Yeah, the application has just closed. We received some applications, a lot of applications actually, and we will start the program now in October. And people have to apply at UniAssist, that was already mentioned by Eileen earlier, company that checks for us. Do people really have the qualifications to go to university? They have the formal education, and do they have the English level? There's of course a certain level of English competence that you need to have to follow the program. Without any issues, you will have to learn German, so you cannot. So you need to be really understanding English well, and you need to get a certificate for that. That will also be checked by UniAssist, the company that does that for us. And so from now on, there's enough time for next April, May, and get these things you need, and then you will be able to apply, get selected, transfer the fees and all of that, and you will be able to start then in October. The first semester of GIM will be fully online. This year due to the pandemic, and also for next year, we chose to continue that way. So you don't have to move in the first semester. You can check, are these classes okay for me? Does that work for me? And get an idea first. We will start already first week of October with an online class. There's an intensive course during October that gives you a brush up. What do I need to know? Are my English competence is good enough? What are my presentation? We check presentation skills and give a first introduction to some German knowledge, and that will check, okay, are you really fit, and can you move on to the rest of the program? Yeah, for any other questions, ask us now, or check our website that we update. You see the programs here, the content and several other things. Useful links are there. So go there and check it out. And with that, or use this QR link, same, takes you to the same website. And that's it from my side. Now I'm happy to answer questions that are there and that might not have yet been answered on the chat. Thank you very much for your attention and hope we can see some of you soon in Germany. With that, I go back to Georgie.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Mandl, for the excellent presentation. First of all, for these quite nice pictures that motivates me to come to Hildesheim because I have this ticket. I can freely come there. I will do that definitely now. And thank you for all information. It was really quite informative. You covered lots of topics, but now maybe let's focus on some general questions. Maybe I noticed one of the questions was generally regarding the scholarships in Germany, but maybe we can also try to ask this question as well. So you mentioned that for language course, there's it's not free and it's 900 euros and plus semester contribution, and it totals in around 3,000 per year, right? Yes. So is there any scholarship opportunities for example, for excellent candidates, for excellent students, for a tuition waiver or something like for reduction of this language course costs, etc.?
For the first semester, that will probably not be available. But for once we have students here and they have a certificate and can prove that they really belong to the excellent first 5–10%, then they can apply for these university-wide programs. However, we don't that they are competing with all the other students. Probably we'll once we have GIM running for 1 or 2 years, we will impose or we install a scholarship program for 1 or 2 GIM students that they only have for something like that. So for the best, we will try to provide some opportunities. But first, students should really be prepared. There is a cost. We don't try to hide that, and be prepared that you come and do. But some options are there. Students can work at the university. There are student jobs. There are outside student off-campus jobs as well. Students find things in bars and wherever. So there are options that will help you.
Great. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's often quite important information for students. Sometimes they see the cost and they then, okay, I don't have that, I cannot do that, but they forget that there may be some options to cover this cost in different ways. So that's really great. Thank you for this information. I'm sure that it will be quite useful for attendees. Yeah, and we had some questions again, generally about procedures of applying to the program. And you mentioned UniAssist, and that, yeah, it's often quite a lot of questions about UniAssist still from the students. And I would ask you in this way, because I have experience of, I know some programs have UniAssist, but they also require, for example, the documents to be uploaded on their own portal, etc., etc. So could you please briefly tell us how it works in your case?
For us, we will receive the documents from UniAssist. So there is no need for additional upload. Once you have applied, they check and then they transfer, and we will respond then to the successful candidates. And then for those who are accepted, they will get a positive invitation letter. And that's it. So there's no need initially to apply again, right? Once you are a student, then we might ask you for some additional documents, but not for the application phase.
Okay. Yeah, great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Also, yeah, this is also very frequently question and about the level of English. So you said that the first 2 years are English taught, and you also mentioned that the particular level of English is required. So some students always ask, like, what are exactly the tests that you would accept, and also whether you would accept the thing is that, for example, the student has, I don't know, let's say he had already bachelor, and this bachelor was totally in English language. So would you accept it as a proof? Yeah, could you please elaborate more on it?
That's a very good question. Yeah, if you want to do a second BA, and the first one was full in English, I assume that we accept it. But as you see, I'm hesitant a little bit. So I don't know the exact proofs now that we wrote in our. There is, of course, a regulation, and there it spells out exactly. And please, if you have any detailed question, ask me by email, students, and then I will check that in detail. If I say something out of my head now, I might be wrong. So please check that. And then I will have to see how this is if you have an English degree, if that is accepted. But all of that is checked by UniAssist. So they get our rules just as you as a student will get it, and they check if it's fulfilled.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, I just would repeat what you said, dear students. If you have these particular questions, go to the homepage of this program, and you will definitely find all the details there. And if it's still something, your test that you have is not mentioned there or something like that, I'm sure you're always welcome to directly email the representatives of the programs, and they will tell you whether it works or not. I was always doing that, and they're always very welcome to answer your questions. And thank you, Professor Mandl, for this great answers. And maybe last question for today, so that not also to take a lot of your time. I think we answered a lot of questions. And if I'm not mistaken, during your presentation, it was also mentioned that as a part of this program, there is a mandatory internship in German organization, which is really great opportunity for students also to accumulate experience, always nice for their future career prospects. I wanted to ask you if there is any way that your program helps students to find these internships as they are mandatory.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we will have a system installed that we check with local companies. There's also big companies like Bosch. I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with that, but it is a big electronic company that works for the car industry that is situated in Hildesheim. And there's also a lot of medium-sized companies, IT companies, all different kinds of companies that need IT, and there is a good connection. So we will help the students to find these jobs if they have problems. But many will do that by themselves and will easily find something. The market for internships is really good.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm sure they will, because you are also providing lots of German language courses, and by knowing German already, they will the market will be much broader. With English also, they can find some things, but with German language and knowledge, based on my experience, dear students, I'm telling you that you will have much more opportunities to find, yeah, a job and internship or whatever. All right, great. Thank you so much for all this presentation and for all this information. Now I would like to ask you to stop sharing your screen, and I will just finalize, move towards the end of our presentation.
Thank you very much.
And I will show you, just to wrap up. You can turn on your camera, by the way, Professor Mandl. Yeah, we can all turn off the cameras. And yes, we answered all your questions. I hope there's some more questions left, dear students. As I see, some general questions, and Eileen is answering them. But if we don't manage to answer them on time, you are always welcome to email us on info@mygermanuniversity.com, and I already shared it on the chat, and Eileen also put it on the chat as well. And if you have particular questions to the program, which was presented today by Professor Mandl, you are again welcome to email these program representatives, and they will get back to you as soon as possible, I'm sure. And to finalize, to wrap up, I would again thank you very much for all the attendees, and thank you for Professor Mandl and for Ms. Böcker, who was also answering questions during the Q&A, and for this wonderful presentation, which was quite comprehensive and quite encouraging, I would say. And I'm sure that those students who attended today's webinar will definitely, we will get some applications from the students for the future semester. And what I would like to ask now our attendees, that if you are happy with our webinar and you receive your answers to your questions, it would be really nice if you could rate us also on Facebook or Google, so that we can continue doing what we are doing for you for free with these webinars, articles, etc., etc. And I think Eileen has already shared direct links to that, and she has done it. Yes. Yeah, I will wrap up with that, and I will again Thank everyone for joining. Thank our guests for this wonderful webinar. And I wish you a great day or great evening or great morning, depending on where are you joining us from. Thank you very much again, everyone, and bye-bye.